This is not a soft launch or nothing like that. You know, me and India are friends. We do look great together. We do enjoy each other's company. But we are friends, guys. But I say that to say, I understand where y'all coming from. I'm part of the problem why y'all are so parasocial and you guys are, this is not a normal friend pose. I get it. I understand. I think we are parafarming you guys. A few people got cussed out for saying they wanted to post other parasocial things. This is not a soft launch or nothing like that. You know, me and India are friends.
Nobody expected this moment to happen on camera. Not the fans, not the chat, and definitely not DDG himself. Because 1 second, he's laughing, acting unbothered, brushing things off like he always does. And the next second, his voice cracks, his eyes get watery, his energy shifts. And suddenly, the same man who loves to joke through everything is sitting there, trying to explain why being friend-zoned by India Love hurt him way more than he ever admitted. And then, India drops that comment. 2 inches. Not a metaphor, not a joke, at least not the kind that fades away. A comment that instantly set social media on fire, had people replaying clips, reading lips, and debating whether this was playful shade or a quiet revenge moment. Because here's the thing, this situation didn't start overnight. This wasn't just about one stream, one comment, or one viral moment. This was years of mixed signals, unspoken expectations, bruised egos, and emotions that never fully found their place. And when India finally explained why she friend-zoned DDG, it wasn't just embarrassing, it was personal, it was raw, and it forced DDG to confront something he'd been dodging for a long time. Rejection doesn't hurt less just because you pretend you don't care. To really understand why this moment broke him down, you have to go back, way back, before the jokes, before the live streams, before the clips went viral. DDG has always built his image on confidence. From YouTube to music to streaming, he's been known as the guy who wins, the guy who flexes success, the guy who moves on fast. And for the most part, people believe it, because that's the version he shows. But underneath that image is someone who hates feeling unwanted. India Love, on the other hand, has always existed in her own lane. She's been around the industry, the influencers, the rappers, the entertainers. She's seen it all, and she's learned how to keep her emotions guarded while still being playful, flirty, and close enough to make people think they have a chance. When DDG and India first started getting close, fans picked up on it immediately. The chemistry felt easy, the jokes flowed, the comfort was obvious. It didn't feel forced, and it didn't feel like content, at least not at first. But what nobody wanted to admit was this: they were never on the same page. DDG wanted possibility. India wanted control. She liked the attention, she liked the bond, she liked the familiarity, but she never fully crossed that line, and DDG kept hoping that one day she would. And here's the twist: she told him exactly who he was to her from the beginning, a friend. But DDG didn't hear that part, or maybe he heard it and thought he could change it. Because sometimes when someone laughs at your jokes, spends time with you, and shows up consistently, you start believing you're different. You start thinking you're the exception. And that's where the problem begins. As time went on, DDG kept addressing the situation publicly, over and over again, explaining that they weren't together, repeating that nothing was going on, saying it so many times that people started asking, "If you don't care, why do you keep talking about it?" Meanwhile, India stayed quiet, calm, observant, almost detached. She didn't argue, she didn't correct, she just watched, and that silence said more than words ever could. Then came the streams, the jokes, the side comments, the moments where India would react subtly, a look here, an eye roll there, and fans caught every second of it. But what nobody expected was for India to finally explain herself. When she revealed why she friend-zoned DDG, the tone wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, it wasn't angry, it was casual. And that's what made it sting. She didn't say it to hurt him. She didn't say it to embarrass him. She said it like someone stating a fact they've already accepted. And DDG wasn't ready for that. Because in his mind, being friend-zoned meant timing, or confusion, or outside circumstances. But India made it clear. It was never about timing. It was about attraction. And when that realization hit him, you could see it all over his face. This wasn't about inches. This was about ego. For someone who prides himself on confidence, charm, and control, realizing that someone never saw you the way you wanted them to cuts deep, especially when that person never promised you anything, but you still hoped. And when the chat started reacting, when the clips started spreading, when the jokes turned into memes, that's when the tears came. DDG tried to laugh it off at first. He joked, he deflected, he acted like it didn't matter. But emotions don't disappear just because you ignore them. At one point, his voice cracked. He paused longer than usual, and for a brief moment, the persona slipped. This wasn't a streamer anymore. This was just a guy processing rejection in real time. What nobody expected was how much this would affect him mentally, because DDG has always been quick to move on from relationships publicly. He's always positioned himself as the one who doesn't get attached. But this situation exposed something different. It showed that being wanted matters to him more than he lets on. And India? She stayed composed. She didn't apologize for her honesty. She didn't backtrack. She didn't soften the truth. Because from her perspective, she never lied. She never told him she wanted more. She never sold him a dream. She simply existed in the space he kept hoping would turn into something else. And that's the uncomfortable truth a lot of people don't want to face. Sometimes rejection isn't cruel, it's just clear. The emotional impact of this moment didn't stop with DDG. Fans immediately started picking sides. Some felt bad for him, saying he was humiliated publicly. Others said he did it to himself by continuously bringing it up. And then there were the people who saw themselves in him. People who stayed too long in a situation where they wanted more. People who ignored clear boundaries, people who thought consistency would eventually turn into love. For DDG, this moment forced him to confront something deeper than embarrassment. It made him question how often he's mistaken attention for interest, how often he's ignored what people say because he believed his presence would change their mind. And for India, it reinforced why she keeps emotional distance. Because no matter how honest you are, someone can still take it personally when you don't choose them. There's also the unspoken pressure of public relationships. When everything plays out online, rejection feels louder, judgment feels harsher, and healing feels impossible when clips live forever. This wasn't just a private moment between two people. It was a performance the internet never forgets. And that's why this situation hit differently. Because behind the jokes, behind the memes, behind the viral clips, there was a real emotional loss happening. DDG lost the version of the story he told himself, the one where patience paid off. And India lost the ability to exist casually, without being blamed for someone else's expectations. In the end, nobody really won. DDG learned that confidence doesn't protect you from rejection. India proved that honesty doesn't always spare feelings, and the internet did what it always does, turned vulnerability into entertainment. But here's the bigger lesson hiding beneath all the drama. Friend zoning isn't always disrespect. Sometimes it's clarity. And chasing someone who's already decided who you are to them only leads to heartbreak. DDG crying wasn't weakness, it was reality catching up. And India's words weren't cruelty, they were closure, just not the kind he wanted. So the next time someone tells you where you stand, believe them the first time, because hoping they'll change their mind might cost you more than your pride.